What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about Bitcoin today. I want to start the video by saying I was wrong. I was wrong yesterday. I made a video right here, and I want to say I was wrong because you don't see that on YouTube too often, man. You don't see people tell you that they're wrong. They're always right. They make a video and they tell you it could go down, it could go up, and then when it does one of those things, you're like, I was right. I called it. And I did say yesterday, I definitely did say that if we bounced off of this area, that we would likely see new highs. I was right, but I wasn't right. I wasn't right. Because I definitely said, I know for a fact that I was bearishly leaning. I made that video as a bearish video. Even though I threw the bullish option in there, I wasn't calling for that. That's not what my expectation was. I made it very clear, and I try to always make it clear what my expectation is. And I'm not going to be right all the time. Nobody is. Nobody is. You can't be right all the time. You have to admit, have some humility, admit when you're wrong. No, I don't see it from a lot of YouTubers. I really don't see it. They're always right, and it's just crazy. It's like, how are they always right? They're not. They're really not. They just call for up and down, and then when one of them happens, they claim it. Anyways, without getting too much into that, I want to talk about what Bitcoin's doing right now. We're on the 1 hour. And I wanted to just say I was wrong, and I'm sorry. But at the same time, if you saw this bounce here, hopefully if you went short around here, you saw this bounce with the volume coming in, and you're like, we might go higher than this high. Cut your losses. And if you didn't do that there, maybe once we broke this high, you're like, maybe I should cut my losses. Hopefully there was some sensibility. I definitely made that recommendation yesterday in the video, cutting your losses here, and that if we bounced off of here, that we'd likely go higher. So hopefully if you were aware, you were paying attention, hopefully you didn't get hurt too bad in shorting at the area that I said I'd be comfortable shorting at. But let's get into the pattern here that's unfolding before our eyes. So if we look at this from top to bottom, we're on the Binance chart here. From top to bottom, it's very small time frames here, but this did top off at the 2272. It did. Like basically right there at the 2272. That's one drive. Okay, if we take this one here from top to bottom, the next drive went, surprise, surprise, to the 2272. Okay, when you get matching fib moves like this, especially in two legs, this is the potential third leg here. This is what they call a bearish three drives pattern. I've always called it the three bearish drives pattern, but I mean, I guess potato, whatever. It's funny because they call it the bearish drive pattern, and really what it is it's three legs up, and then you get a breakdown. So it's three bearish drives, but it's actually three bullish drives, right? You move three legs to the upside, and then you go down. Same thing with the bullish drives. If you go three legs down, then you get your breakout to the upside. Every time you look this pattern up, it's always going to say the 1272 is the number to watch, or the fib area to watch. The 1272, just that's I don't care which one I click on. I guess that's the 100 there. I don't know. 127. I don't know about this one. 118. Maybe this one's different. Maybe I just ate my words there. But most of them are going to tell you 1272. That's just kind of the thing. And in my experience, when it comes to these patterns, it doesn't have to be the 1272. It can be any fib. It can be any fib extension. As long as you're getting consistent respect off the same level as you go through this pattern, then it's fine. If you had a 2272 here, but then we moved it over here, right? We got the top to the bottom, and instead of a 2272, you had a 1886 or a 1618. You had something like that. Then I wouldn't. It's not the same thing. Like if this stopped here or if it went higher, it's not the same thing. It could be at a sense, but really what you're looking for in this pattern is very specifically the exact same fib. And the exact same fib does not mean the exact same move. I'll show you. From bottom to top here, this move from top to bottom here, it went to its 2272. That was a 3.8% move. From bottom to top here, it went to its 2272, but this was a bigger move at 5.3%. So it can be bigger or smaller. It doesn't have to be the exact same size. And if we were from top to bottom here to find the 2272, if this is as low as it goes, then this move from bottom to top is only going to be, less than 3%. It's going to be the smallest move out of all three of these moves. It still fits the narrative. I know that if you look at it on here, it looks like they're all perfectly symmetrical, but they're not. It's just the 2272. That's just how they have it drawn. It's an example. It's not actually how it's going to look. And basically a move like this, if this is a 3 bearish drives or a bearish 3 drives pattern, we would see price go around $27,000, and in fact just below there. So that's what I'm calling for on a short-term basis. You know, if we're looking at this based by like from low to when we like started to go, that's 21 hours. When we were at the top here, when we started to go, that was like 17 hours, maybe 18 hours, depending on how you want to say it. And I'm saying low, and then I'm measuring from the high here. When we were in this range, you know, maybe we were in this range here, but I'm going to go from the top, like when we established this range, 18, 21, maybe, you know, in the next, let's just see, it's 11 hours right now, so maybe we wake up tomorrow and we start to make this move. Maybe the beginning of the day tomorrow on Saturday is actually bullish, and then, you know, over the day on Sunday, maybe we come back down. I don't know. But I do, in the short term, I do expect, based off of this pattern, if this is a 3 bearish drives pattern, I would expect it to be a move toward $27,000. Not much past it, and definitely not much below it. Specifically around, because it has to be the 2272. If this is the 3 bearish drives pattern, it has to be right there. And it's at 26,950. If it went to 27, cool. If it went to 26, cool. You know, like close enough. That's fine. But if it goes to the 2414 or it stops at the 1886, it's not the same thing. It's not the pattern. Something else is going on. It's not what I thought it was. But for right now, it really does look like that's what it wants to do. And the way that you would measure this breakout whenever that happens, you know, let's put our line there at 27, 26.9, whatever. A little bit lower, just a little bit, whatever. Right there. If we were to measure from bottom to top that move, how you'd measure the breakout, I'm pretty sure, is you would go, you know, you'd look at the 1618 from this whole move. That's where you'd go. Or, you know, from top to bottom, or bottom to top, I guess, then you would measure at the point of breakout, which would probably be basically there. Like it basically take you back to the same area. I don't know. Maybe that's not how you do it. I forget. Let's see. Let's do a little learn session right now. How to measure price target of bearish 3 drives pattern. I'll go to all, drawing Fibonacci retracement, and no. How do you trade? I don't know. Maybe there's no target breakout for this. Let's just see what they got to say here. I'm going to read a little bit. Extension of B, notice 1272 to 1618. It says it has to be in this range. It doesn't. It really doesn't. I think as long as it's respecting the same fibs, I've seen it enough times to know that it doesn't have to be that way. Let's see. Like this breakout here, we had the 1, 2, 3. This breakout went well below the bottoms of the 1. I don't know. Maybe there's not a specific target for where it goes. I honestly don't know. But I would expect that if and when we top here and we turn around, that we would see the 1272 to the 1886, maybe the 1618, one of these areas of effect. But for right now, again, I want to painfully reiterate, I think we go higher. I do think we go higher. Something of concern to the bearish side now. I want to point it out. Let's point out non-concerning things to the bearish side. This move was not fantastic. It's a lower high. It's not really even a high. It's a lower high though in this downtrending like lower low, lower high thing. Nothing spectacular has happened. We haven't had any fantastic volume come in. It's enough to get people optimistically bullish. Maybe they're going long here. Maybe another pump will get even more people bullish. But ultimately, we're just doing lower highs. It's nothing new. We've been in this range. We're not breaking out of it. Every time we do break out of it, I mean, to be fair, we are getting lower closing lows and lower closing highs, so it does have a bearish lean, but we've been in the same price range since March. We just, it's all one giant price range. So if we went up here, oh no, like that's, it's not crazy. It's still a lower high. Like, it's nothing spectacular. So even if we did go higher than 27,000 and it wasn't the pattern I'm looking for, I still wouldn't really be concerned. We're not in an area yet where things are taking off in either direction. We're not. That's why whenever we were here, I wasn't like, oh, it's bear. Like I was excited, yeah. Like I like seeing bearish stuff happen, but I know I was definitely like, okay, whatever, guys, we probably go up. And I actually made a call saying that we'd go up, and we did. I didn't think we'd go up this high, but here we are. Anyways, without any further ramblings, I do want to say, I guess I'll just, oh yeah, that's right, okay. So the one bad thing, before we get to the bad thing, is, man, I keep doing this. Is that on the daily time frame here? So if let's say tomorrow we do go up, but we come back down maybe at some point tomorrow before the close. If we can close this day red, then we're getting a straight rejection off the 50. Maybe we don't close this day red. Maybe we go above the 50. Oh no, it's so bullish. Not really. We went above the 50 here, not bullish. We went above the 50 here, not bullish. 50 here, 50 here. Not bullish either of those times. So I'm really not worried about it. It would be nice to get a straight rejection off the 50 in my opinion. But if we go a little bit higher, if we were to go to the 58 or the 60 area, that's not out of the realm of familiarity with this price. And the more concerning thing for me on the weekly is bouncing off of this 50 on the weekly. If we bounce off this 50 like we did here, this bounce off the 50, this is what sent us to our all-time highs. Now, mind you, this bounce off the 50 here from low to high, it was only a 74, I say only, it was a 74% move in total. It wasn't the whole bull market. And it was, bouncing off this 50 was the last move of an uptrend before we started our downtrend. So as bullish as this could be, it might ultimately be bearish. I don't know. But a look like this, if we close this week bullish, it could look like, it really could be looking like we're going to go up to this purple line here and see prices above this last high. And that, to me, that just I wouldn't like to see that, man. I really wouldn't like to see that personally. But it could happen. It's in play right now. And if we got, if by Sunday it closes like this and we continue to make prices higher, and especially if we're taking out this last week's high around 27.6 or this high, this one around 28,000, if we take out either of those highs, mainly that one first, but then this high second, before we even get close to this area, it's going to be obvious that we're going up, in my opinion. But we got a lot of stuff to do before then. Even bouncing off of this isn't completely bullish. I wonder, let's just see. Let's do the all-time history index and just see if there's any instances where it's happened and it wasn't bullish. Bullish. Nope, it looks like every single time that it's done this, it has been bullish. Or, we move sideways and then bullish. Let's see. Bounce, bullish. Bounce, bullish. Yep. So, it would really not be good for the bear case if we bounced off of here. And we could, yeah, because every time we've broken through this 50, we've just like straight broken through it. There was one time here, I guess, where we bounced, okay, right here. Right here we did actually bounce right off the 50, and then we went around the 50, and then we went lower. And this was, what did we see here? Right there. I mean, yeah, but I don't know. It could be something like that, but that's just one example. It's not impossible. What I'm trying to get at is it's not impossible that we bounce off this 50 and then go lower from there, like do a little move, a little tiny like little wig-wag, It's not impossible to do that, but bouncing off this 50 from a statistical standpoint normally means we're going to get followed through. So I'd really like to see this week close red. I would not like to see it close green like this, but if it does, that's the most worrying thing in my opinion to look at. And for the time being, it does look like it wants to go higher, but it is only Saturday today, so there's a lot of time left in the week for it to come back down. And I guess, I'm going to close the video off with that. There's a lot of things that are going on that are kind of critical for Bitcoin right now. I wonder, let's see here. Yeah. Oh yeah. Even more relevance to this high here. That $28,500 high, that's very important to hold because that's the 618 of this range at the moment. It's also that high there. It's very, very important that we hold this high as a lower high, that we don't go higher than this high. If we want to see resolution to the downside, which I do think we're getting, which I am anticipating still. I know that I've been bullish in this video more than I have in any video recently, but I do still think that the downside's in play. I'm not really worried about it at this point in time. There's some things that aren't ideal, but it doesn't matter, you know, it doesn't have to be ideal, especially when we're moving sideways and just doing nothing. Like, you know, indicators aren't going to be as accurate. But ultimately, as long as we hold that line, that 1618 from this range here, right, or the 618, that orange line and this high at the same time, as long as we hold that, I think we're in a bearish posturing. We could go up. I wouldn't expect us to go up higher at the moment. I wouldn't expect us to go up higher than about 26,950, 27,000, somewhere around there, very specifically. If we were to take this range and kind of see the bottom of it, this kind of looks like where we found support. And, you know, now we've kind of like, I don't know, gotten below it. Like, we could be confirming it as resistance instead of support this time, which would be a bearish look too. This is kind of what I'm expecting at the moment. You know, for this day, for Saturday, I would expect us to come up. Sunday, hopefully, maybe we come down and we don't continue to go up, or at the very least, if we do continue to go up, we don't break this high here. But we're not even looking at that yet. For right now, I'm paying more attention to this level here, 27,000. Let's see what happens around there. I think Bitcoin goes from there down, but we're not there yet. We're not there yet. So that's all I got. That's all I got for the time being. If you like the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe. You'll see more. I really appreciate everybody who likes and subscribes. Thank you all. Really, thank you all. And, you know, I was wrong yesterday, but I'm not going to be right all the time, man. I've been right. I feel like the last few videos I've made, I've been pretty, maybe not spot on, but I've been pretty good. It's been more or less accurate. And then, you know, I'm not going to be right every time, and I will admit it. I will admit it whenever I'm wrong, man. I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong. A lot of these guys got problems admitting it, and I don't get why, because you can't be right all the time. You really can't. Like, it's impossible. It's literally impossible. And a little thing too, I'm gonna leave you. You know, I was watching someone talk about, I think it was Gareth Soloway. If anyone knows who Gareth Soloway is, he's a fantastic trader, investor, market analyst. He's very intelligent man. At least he seems like he is. And he was talking about how as long as you have more wins than losses, you know, if you're right like 9 out of 10 times or right 6 out of 10 times, then you're winning. I think you can be wrong. You can be wrong 9 out of 10 times and still make money in markets, in technical analysis. You could be wrong 9 out of 10 times. You could literally lose 9 times in a row, and then that one time hits, and you could make up all those losses. And there's 2 ways that you can do that. The first is luck, blind luck. You lose all your money, you put it in the right thing that just skyrockets, blind luck. Or 2, risk management, proper risk management. If you are taking your losses maturely, I don't know, appropriately, maybe appropriately, if you're taking your losses appropriately throughout those 9 losses, and then whenever the gain actually hits that one time you're right, you actually ride that well, you can make up all those losses and then still make a gain. And that's the main point I want to drive home is it doesn't matter how right or wrong you are in TA, it really matters how well you manage your risk. And I need to make a video about risk management. I want to make a video about that. I've jotted down some ideas, but I really want to get it all kind of like on paper and read it out loud to myself before I start putting information, which is just my opinion, on the internet, you know. But risk management, man, risk management can do a lot. You can be wrong way more than you're right, and if you have risk management, you'll kill it. If you have proper risk management, you will kill it. And obviously, if you're right more than you're wrong, you're going to kill it too. So, but at the same time, you could be right more than you're wrong and still lose money. You could be right more than you're wrong. You could be right 9 out of 10 times, but if that 10th time hits and you do not manage your risk properly and you lose everything, you lose 90%, like you could lose a lot in one time, just like you can make a lot in one time. If you don't have proper risk management, it really doesn't matter how often you're right or wrong. It really doesn't. And risk management, part of it comes to identifying when we bounce off of previous areas of resistance as support, having volume come in, looking like we're going to get new highs. Risk management involves seeing that we break a previous high and knowing, okay, shit, I'm underwater here. I lost about 5 to 6% of my position. I should just cut my losses though, because guess what? If you did that, you could go short up here and be in a better position. But at the same time, I don't think it's it's a good time to go short. I think if you want to go short, I would wait for about 27,000. I wouldn't even go long here, because if, you know, heaven forbid, we were to dump from here, we'd probably go lower than this low, and definitely go lower than this low. I don't think it's a good time to trade, period, right now. If you were long down here, that was a good time to trade. You know, if you're long down here, a good time to trade. But ultimately, I think the next short setup is going to be around 26,950 specifically, and we'll go from there. You know, I'll keep you guys up to date. Again, I know, you know, I said this already, but if you like the video, leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more. I really appreciate you guys. I have a bad habit of acting like I'm going to end the video and then just continuing with information afterwards. So if anyone's still here, I appreciate you. Thank you for watching it all the way through, and I will see you guys on the next one. I'm going to make another video tonight about Bitcoin Cash, so if you want to see that, it should be out shortly. If you're watching this now, like recently after I put it out, it should be out shortly. So take care. Bye-bye. I'll see you next time. Yes. Adios.